What's going on, guys? This is Joe. As you can see, I am here with an Hour of Devastation booster box. Usually I say that and I'm like, I'm here with a person. Nope, just me and a booster box. I'm gonna open this up. We can get started opening it because it's gonna take quite some time. But as we are opening, this is the first and probably only full booster box that will be opened on this channel, although we do have other different openings. If you purchased a booster box in general, you received this Wildfire Eternal Buy a Box promo, which is really sweet. The foiling pattern is really cool. It's alternate art. It's got the kind of the symbol here in the text box in foil as well. So that's really cool. It's always nice, you know, if you're buying a booster box anyway, to get a specific promo for it. I know a lot of people are not huge fans of buying booster boxes because it's better to buy singles and stuff, but for all of you and for myself, I appreciate the experience of opening an entire box. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this right here. Let's see if I can make some space in our studio here. There we go. So we start with an Angel of Condemnation pack. Let's see what cool stuff we can get out of here. If you guys have never seen a booster box opening from us before, the way we do it is we... First of all, let all of you be able to see the cards. But we show the uncommons. We don't read the names off of the uncommons. And then we read off the uncommons and the rares, mythics, foils, etc. And tokens just to see what cool stuff we get. So we start with an Ipnu Rivulet, a Doomfall, and an Inferno Jet. And our first rare or mythic is an Omid Eternal. Not a bad card. We do have a good number of these for the channel, but still an Omid Eternal is nice. Behind that, just an island, although all of these lands are new arts. Sometimes they do that in second sets where if the change to the plane necessitates it. We haven't had that recently, but it's pretty sweet. Even the full arts are different. And a Steadfast Sentinel. I'll be pulling out stuff that I think is particularly cool, but just to like talk about at the end, but otherwise we will just move right through this stuff. We have Nicol Bolas, our good old God Pharaoh, on this pack. Let's see what he has for us inside of this pack, because maybe he is generous. We will see. We have a Resolute Survivors. We have a Sunscourge Champion and an Eternal of Harsh Truths. And our rare or mythic is an Adorned Pouncer. This guy's sweet. One of the Eternalized creatures. It's got double strike, so when it comes back for 5 mana as a 4/4 double striker, yeah, that seems pretty sweet. Plus, in a color that would allow you to play other zombies that care about zombies, and when this comes back, it becomes a zombie. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Behind the Adorned Pouncer, we have just a Swamp and a Zombie. Look at that. We'll move on to our next pack. If you guys are unaware of the channel in general, you just happened upon this booster box opening, first of all, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Second of all, just so you are aware if I'm talking about stuff, we usually try to get one of everything, just so that you guys, if you're following along with our channel, can see one of everything get opened. I think that's kind of fun. So we have a Farm to Market to start, If Near Deadlands, and a Vile Manifestation. And our rare or mythic is a Chaos Maw. Card's pretty sweet in limited. It's a little expensive, so putting in a green-red ramp deck of some kind would be awesome. But once you get this guy down on the field, dealing 3 damage to everything is kind of busted. Oh, okay. That's phenomenal. I did not expect this at all. Wow, this is a foil mythic. Not only is it a foil mythic, it's a foil Nicol Bolas God Pharaoh. That is so sweet. Look at that foiling pattern. That looks so cool. Plus, it's a foil Nicol Bolas. I haven't gotten a foil Planeswalker in a long time, and I don't know that I've opened any of them on the channel. So here you go. What a sweet box. Oh my god, and the foiling pattern is so sick. All right, I'm freaking out. This video is going to be super long. I'm sorry, everyone. I love this. This is nuts. Foil Nicol Bolas. I did not expect that at all. It looks gorgeous. I feel like the camera isn't even picking up how good this card looks. I think it looks amazing. That's sick. No way. All right, I'm done freaking out for now. We then have a full art Plains and a Punch-Out card. That's nuts. That was so early in the box, too. All right, here's Nicol Bolas. Wow. Wow. All right. Well, do I deserve to get more things out of this box? I don't think so. I was, going into it, I was like, hey, maybe we can get one of the invocations. I doubt it now, but anything's possible, right? We have a Fervent Paincaster, Eternal of Harsh Truths, and an Obelisk Spider. I actually love this card a lot. Behind Obelisk Spider, our rare or mythic is a Hostile Desert. I kind of saw the top of it there, and I assumed that that's what this was. Hostile Desert's not bad. It's a man land. It's a desert. And you can kind of use this in a deck that cares about deserts, exiling the deserts that you sacrifice to some of your uncommon deserts, and make this guy into a 3/4 elemental, which is pretty sweet. Behind that, just a forest and a Punch-Out card. Wow, we got a foil Nicol Bolas in this box, guys. That's nuts. Those people that skipped to the end missed out on me freaking out, which is unfortunate for them. We have we don't talk about that. I just am now super flustered. Let's pull it together. Be a professional here. That's fine. I'm happy. I hope you guys enjoyed that little moment. Hey, look. This helps us cast Nicol Bolas. Here's a Crypt of the Eternals, Consigned to Oblivion, and a Braid sweet card. And our rare or mythic is Bantu's Last Reckoning. So this is one of the last cycle, although Hazoret's is Undying, not last, because Hazoret's the only god that doesn't die. Spoilers, I guess. But here's Bantu's Last Reckoning. It's a sweet card. It's one of the ones that something happens for a super cheap cost, but then all your lands don't untap during your next untap step. We have a Plains and a Proven Combatant Eternalized token. All of the Eternalized guys are in black, as opposed to all of the Embalm guys, which were in white in the last set. I think that's kind of interesting, because they had said that they were, moving away from black zombies, at least with Embalm, and turning them white, because they were kind of servants, but now they're back to just being kind of pains in the butt, so they're black again, I guess. We have Heshep Oasis, Burning Fist Minotaur, and a Desert's Hold, also a sweet card. You don't need a desert to make this card good. Gaining 3 life is just whatever. You could easily put this in decks in Limited that just don't have deserts in them, and it wouldn't matter. And our rare or mythic is a Refuse to Cooperate. This is pretty sweet. You can kind of play the refuse portion, and just when someone drops, I don't know, a Nicol Bolas, you can just deal 7 damage to them, because that's kind of what Nicol Bolas is going to be doing to them as well. But yeah, anyway, Refuse to Cooperate is here. We have a full art forest after that. These full arts look insane. I think the forest might be my favorite. There's like a lot of like blood splatter and like the red accents on the ground and in the air here as well. And another Punch-Out token. Lots of Punch-Out tokens. We have Samut the Tested as the other Planeswalker from this set, of the 2, I should say. And yeah, we already got 1 out of this box. Will we get the second? Maybe, who knows. That was sick. There's deserts, there's manoliths, mana fixing galore in this pack. I almost skipped right over it. Here is an Angel of the God Pharaoh. I guess it shows how unexcited I am by this uncommon. But here's an Angel of the God Pharaoh, a Devotee of Strength, and a Dunes of the Dead. And our rare or mythic in this pack is an Hour of Eternity. It is our first, I believe, Story Spotlight card of the box, although it is the 4th of 5 Story Spotlight cards. So here's an Hour of Eternity. The card is sweet. I haven't gotten a chance to use it in Limited yet, but I'm sure that it could do some really good work. There's a Swamp behind that, and the Earthshaker Kenra Eternalize token as well behind that. If you're unfamiliar with the channel, there will be links up at the end to playlists. One of the playlists that will undoubtedly be popping up is 2-hour story reviews. This story for this set, for this block, has been particularly amazing, and we review those stories and talk about all of them with you, so we obviously encourage you to go check that out. We think it's pretty good. We have a Sinuous Striker, a River Hoopu, speaking of things we think are good, and another Desert's Hold, pretty nice, and our rare or mythic is A Nimble Obstructionist, I don't know how I feel about this card. It's a flash flyer, it's a 3/1, and if you cycle it, you can counter an activated or triggered ability. It's okay. If they don't have any flyers, this feels real good. You flash it out at the end of their turn, and you just have a 3/1 that you can start attacking with. But if they do, this is not really a good blocker, and it's not really a good attacker into other flyers either. But anyway, behind the Nimble Obstructionist, we have a foil, and it's a foil common in Unquenchable Thirst. This guy's outfit looks sweet in the foiling pattern, plus the background as well. I like the art on this card in general, just because of the fact that, like, the water turning into sand, I think it goes really well with the name Unquenchable Thirst. Plus, if you have deserts, the card is really sweet. So yeah, I like Unquenchable Thirst a lot. Behind that, a full art island. This card looks so cool. And a cat token. I mean, obviously, full art lands are going to look awesome no matter what, but I don't know. I think they did a particularly good job. In Amonkhet, they looked all beautiful, and it showed off the beauty of Noctamen as a city, but yeah, then they kind of destroyed everything, and it still looks beautiful, just in a very different way. So we start with a Jace's Defeat, the first of the defeat cycle of the Planeswalkers, the Gatewatch. River Hoopoe again, interesting, and a Dagger of the Worthy. And our rare or mythic in this pack is a Solemnity. Very nice. This is kind of the rare that you want to open if you are opening just rares and not mythics. If you're opening mythics, I feel like this is the mythic you want to open. Just saying. I don't know how many times I'm going to show you guys that in this box opening, but that was a pretty sweet pull. But Solemnity is really awesome as well. Obviously, in Limited, it's not the best, I feel like, but this is much more for Constructed, for Legacy, for Vintage, for Modern. Players can't get counters right there, just screams poison counters to me. But yeah, you can do lots of things with this. Merit Lage says hi. So Solemnity comes down. Behind that, we have a Mountain and a Warrior token. We move on to our next pack. Yeah, Solemnity is a sweet rare. It's always nice to see rares that are pushed like that in power level, at least, pointed towards older formats. I think that's kind of nice to see, because otherwise it's mythics and you're just very rarely going to get it if you're opening packs. Obviously, you should, a lot of people advocate for buying singles, but we have Appeal to Authority. This card's a sweet uncommon. Supreme Will, speaking of sweet uncommons, and another Dagger of the Worthy. And our rare or mythic is a Leave to Chance. It's another Aftermath card. It's okay. I don't know of any, insane blowouts that I've heard about with this card, but it's all right. Behind Leave to Chance, we have a foil uncommon in Vile Manifestation, and that is a sweet foiling pattern. You can kind of tell, depending on the card, even if you've never seen it in foil, you can kind of tell which cards will look good in foil, and this is definitely one of them. And now seeing it in foil, I agree with that sentiment, because look at how cool it looks. That's really, really awesome. So there's a Vile Manifestation in foil. Behind that, just a Plains and a Cat token. We are still, I know, I got a foil Nicol Bolas, so I can't complain, right? But it's been a while since we have not seen a single straight up mythic out of this box yet, so I'm calling for it. I feel like it's coming soon. They put a foil Nicol Bolas in this box, so no mythics whatsoever besides him. That would actually make this box terrible, I feel like. But there's a Quarry Beetle, a Shafet Dunes, and a Torment of Scarabs. And I like this art a lot. And our rare or mythic is an Abandoned Sarcophagus. So I didn't call the mythic in this pack, but we'll see if I'm close. Behind the Abandoned Sarcophagus is a Full Art Forest, very nice, and another Cat token. We have a Nicol Bolas pack next. I wonder if we can get Nicol Bolas out of this box, guys. Getting a second one would be a little bit of overkill, but I definitely would not be upset about it. Because I'm greedy like that. And why not? Why shouldn't I be? Okay. We have an Unconventional Tactics. This card is hilarious. I feel like a good nickname for this card would be Lemmings. Just dropping, just the zombies just walking and just falling and stuff. So there's an unconventional tactics, a consign to oblivion, and an overcome. This card's sweet. And our rare or mythic is... Well, I was right about two things. I was right about the mythic coming up soon, and I was right about getting the second Planeswalker in the same box. So here is Samut the Tested, the second Planeswalker of the set, and there's only two. So here she is. We now have two mythics out of this box. Both are Planeswalkers, just one of them's foil. That's really sweet. I agree with some people who are saying that this Samut is a lot lower in power level than her Amonkhet counterpart, but her story of her getting her spark was actually really sweet. So, yeah, I appreciate Samut the Tested for existing. I appreciate Wizards for making non-Gatewatch Planeswalkers actually matter in the story. So, yeah, Samut the Tested is sweet. Behind that, a Full Art Plains, which is nice, and a Punch-Out token as well. If you have watched our review series, you know that, the last time they tried something like this, ironically, that I can remember, was also a red-green Planeswalker in Arlen Cord, and I do not think, I talked about this quite a bit, but I do not think that they did her justice in the stories, and they definitely remedied that with Samut, so I'm a happy man about that. So here's a Crook of Combination. A Bloodwater entity. This card would also probably be sweet in foil. It's just beautiful art regardless. And a Sand Strangler. And our rare or mythic is an Apocalypse Demon. I don't know how I feel about this card yet. I haven't gotten a chance to try it. I haven't had it played against me. So maybe in general that just means it's bad because no one's using it. But yeah, here's an Apocalypse Demon. The art is also kind of weird. You kind of can't see him because he's way off in the back like that. Behind the Apocalypse Demon, we have a Granitic Titan, common in foil. Not an amazing foiling pattern, although it's not bad. I guess the top of his body here looks kind of sweet in foil. So there's that. Behind the Granitic Titan in foil, we have a Mountain and a Sunscourge Champion Eternalized token. Let's see if we can't move some stuff out of the way. Okay, cool. We move on to another Samut the Tested pack. We now have both Planeswalkers out of this set. We don't have any of the gods yet, and the gods are also really sweet. So those are some other mythics that would be pretty nice to get. There's also the horse, the Crested Sun Mare, which would be nice. Let's see, because Nicol Bolas does not count towards our mythic count. It counts towards our one rare, foil rare or mythic that we usually get out of a box. So we start with Gideon's Defeat, a Sinuous Striker, and a Devotee of Strength, and our rare or mythic is... I'm either really good at this or just lucky. Here's the Scarab God as a mythic. I was just talking about the gods, and here's one of them. So here's the Scarab God. This one's sweet, and one that we did not have yet, so I'm happy about that. There's really not too much more I could say about it. There's the staff from Supreme Will as well on this guy. He's on the Hour of Eternity card, but this is amazing. I like this box quite a bit. Behind Scarab God, we have a Plains and a Proven Combatant. I don't know. I feel like at this point I should just start being like, and this pack has an invocation in it, and the next pack has an invocation in it, and all of them do. But I'd be pushing my luck. I highly doubt I'm getting an invocation in the same box that I got a foil Nicol Bolas, and again, like I said, I may be greedy, but it doesn't hurt to ask. Here is a Farm to Market, Magmaroth, and a Shafet Dunes, and our rare or mythic is a Torment of Hailfire. I like this card a lot. I think that there were some people saying it's not good enough. The games, if they go long, and you're not playing against a super aggressive deck and losing to a super aggressive deck, if you get this card down, X equals, 4 or 5, your opponent has to make some tough choices. If X is only like 1 or 2, then yeah, this card's probably bad because they're just going to pick the 2 best options for them, and you're going to feel bad about it. But this card's sick. Behind that, an Island and a Zombie token. Plus, how can you say anything bad about the art on Torment of Hellfire? That card just looks amazing. Plus, that point in the story was pretty awesome. If you don't know what I'm talking about. One, even if you don't want to watch our series and, you think I'm a shill for myself, which is fine, you should definitely read the stories. They are just amazing, and I highly recommend them, even if you don't watch our series. We have a Resolute Survivors, a Nissa's Defeat, and a Bane Whip Punisher. And our rare or mythic is a Resilient Kenra. Not bad. It's an Eternalized card, and the art is just so cool. I love these two kind of walking together. And our behind that, it looks like we have something else. Yeah, we do. We have a Manticore Eternal. I was about to flip out because it was a foil, and I was like, if this is an invocation, I'm probably just going to stop this video right now and go cry somewhere. But yeah, here's a Manticore Eternal, actually an amazing card, and in foil it actually looks pretty sweet because usually the things themselves being depicted in foil. Sorry, behind it we have a mountain and a champion of wits. I can move on while I talk to you. Usually the cards, the creatures being depicted in foil, they themselves are not foil. And so if they are prominently taking up the majority of the card, then you don't really get to see the foiling pattern very well because they emphasize the creature too much. But when you have creatures that actually show off the foiling pattern, that's kind of when it looks the best. We have a Crypt of the Eternals again, another Abrade, sweet, and a Saving Grace. And our rare or mythic is a Grind to Dust. It's another Aftermath. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen one of those as a rare. So here's a Grind to Dust. Behind that, an Island and another Punch-Out token. Move on to another Angel of Condemnation pack. This is sweet. Usually, I don't know, usually boxes will give you one foil rare or mythic. Sometimes you get lucky with two, and you usually get around three non-foil mythics. And so far we have two mythics and one foil mythic. So let's see what else this box might have in store for us. It starts with an Accursed Horde, then an Unraveling Mummy. You think this pack wants you to be playing zombies? And a Ramunap Ruins. This is a really sweet, this is probably my favorite of the uncommon cycle, both as art and at the ability itself. And our rare or mythic is an Endless Sands. This is not one of my favorite deserts. It's okay. I've seen it work pretty well. The art is insane. I feel like, I mean, it's not in foil, but I feel like you guys might even feel like it's just shining in your face and blinding you. It looks really, really cool. Behind that, a Full Art Mountain, that's sweet, and a Sinuous Striker. We'll move on to a Nicol Bolas pack. This box is great. I'm always looking forward to hearing stories from people about sweet things that they've opened in boxes and, you know, sweet stuff that they've gotten out of boxes. So please feel free to let me know in the comments if your box was better, if your box was a little bit worse, if my box like beat yours out and you were surprised that that could possibly happen. I like all those stories. Fervent Paincaster, Unconventional Tactics, and Ominous Sphinx does look very ominous. And our rare or mythic is a Fraying Sanity. Amazing. Just in general, between these two cards, look at their uses with blue and black and all the amazing things that they can do, and white. But the amazing things that they can do with like 2 or 3 colors and just shadow and shading. It's just so beautiful. I feel like there's something behind this Fraying Sanity. Wow, it is a foil full art mountain. That's sweet. It's kind of my least favorite. I can understand what they did with going from the full art mountains from Ket to the foil full art mountain here, or the full art mountain in general here. We have a forest and a warrior token as well. But I feel like the forest and the island, they did so much more with it, and the mountain was a little bit more subdued. That's not a complaint or a critique. It's just, I think it means that the other ones are better in my opinion, just because of those more differences as opposed to subtle differences in the art. We have a Crook of Condemnation to start, a Merciless Eternal, and a Sun Scourge Champion, and our rare or mythic is an Angel of Condemnation. So this is where the Crook of Condemnation comes from, if you were curious. And this card is nuts. I don't know how good it is in Constructed, because it's a lot of mana to use it, but in Limited, this card's amazing. It's a 3/3 flying Vigilance, and the fact that you can just attack him with this guy and then still have, if you have mana up, use its abilities later, like that's just crazy. I like this card a lot. Behind the Angel, another Full Art Mountain, and a Sinuous Striker Eternalized token. We have our next pack. These packs feel very tightly packed. Sometimes there's like a little bit of an air pocket in them and you can kind of feel that, but this one does not seem to have that at all. What it does have, though, is... Can you guys see that? See that bending on the card right there? It's probably kind of difficult to see. But I feel like it kind of shows up. Now it's just being blurry as hell. Yeah, I don't know if you're able to see it. This card is bent at the bottom, and it's weird. And none of the other ones are. So that's odd. Very, very interesting. All right. We have a Sinuous Striker. We just got that Eternalized card. Farm to Market, and an Obelisk Spider. I love this card so much. And our rare or mythic is the God Pharaoh's Gift. If you get... This card's great. I think the problem with it is there's that card from Amonkhet that searches it up, Gate to the Afterlife, and I don't know that Gate to the Afterlife is worth playing to just have a second copy of this. I don't know. That's my personal opinion. Behind God Pharaoh's Gift, we have a foil common in Open Fire. That looks pretty sweet. Usually fire-based cards, or art, I should say, look really cool in foil. So here we go with an Open Fire. We have a mountain, and the Resilient Kenra looks so cool. I like that a lot. I think I'm assuming, we haven't opened them yet, but we will eventually, but the bundles from Amonkhet had all of the... had a token pack for all of the Embalm tokens, and I'm assuming these will have all of the Eternalized tokens, although, you know, having 2 sets of them is not bad either, if you can get them out of packs and stuff, so. We have another Gideon's Defeat, a Banewhip Punisher, I love this card a lot, and a Tenacious Hunter, speaking of cards I love a lot. And our rare or mythic is a Driven to Despair. I've seen a lot of these kind of going around. They're pretty sweet. Because I've seen so many, I'm a little bit tired of seeing it personally, but I like it. I think it's a good card. Behind that, a Swamp and a Sun Scourge Champion. And again, that will kind of happen with me. Even with good cards, I'll kind of get tired of seeing them as, like, you know, I'm specifically referring to rares and mythics, because obviously commons and uncommons, you're going to see a million of them if you open product as much as we do. But yeah, if you're somebody like me who tries to get one of everything, it's kind of a shame when you open a lot of duplicate rares and you're still missing some and stuff like that. So we have a Nissa's Defeat, a Sunset Pyramid, and a Vile Manifestation. And our rare or mythic is a Champion of Wits. Again, this is another one that we got its Eternalized token earlier, and it's some pretty sweet art. Behind the Champion of Wits, just an island, and a zombie token. We're getting towards the, I would say, the bottom third of the box. It's been a while since we've gotten a mythic, and the box, I don't want to say owes us another one, but based on, you know, averages and what normally happens, we should be getting a third somewhere, but that doesn't mean we definitely will. We shall see. We have another Manticore Eternal. We had that foil earlier. Angel of the God Pharaoh, and another Unraveling Mummy. There's a kind of a lot of these that I've been seeing recently as well. And our rare or mythic is a Jeru with Eyes Open. I was a little upset personally, as somebody who enjoys the stories. Let me further go on. Full Art Swamp and a Snake token. As somebody who enjoys the stories, like, Jeru was a cool character, and I liked him in the stories. I thought, you know, his growth and change was almost as important as Samut's in the story, but I feel like his card, because he only got one, I mean, he got, you know, Renunciation in some instance or whatever, like this one. Look at that. But I feel like he didn't get as good of a card for himself, and Samut got 2 pretty sweet ones, so interesting. Here's our Cursed Horde, a Magma Wrath, and a Riddle Form, and our rare or mythic is a Hazaret's Undying Fury. This is only the second from this cycle, because we got Bantu's Last Mercy earlier as well. There's Oketra's Kefnet's, and why am I not remembering the last one? Huh. Anyway, we're missing the other gods. Oh, Ronus' Last Stand. We're missing those, but here's the second of 5 from that set. Behind that, a Plains and a Steadfast Sentinel. Again, I was about to be really disappointed in myself for not remembering all the gods. So there you go. I'm gonna see if I can make a little bit more room here. Sorry about that. Okay. Like I said, we're in the bottom third. Let's see what else we can get out of here. Hopefully something sweet. We're still, like I said, we're still 1 mythic down, at least for my expectations. We start with a Merciless Eternal, a Chandra's Defeat, and a Struggle to Survive. And our rare or mythic is an Hour of Devastation. So here is the 5th and final Story Spotlight card. We've only gotten one other so far in number 4, but here's number 5, an Hour of Devastation. This card is awesome. I love it. I think it looks amazing. And it plays really well. I ended up getting one of these and a Chaos Maw in the same pre-release kit. They worked out really well. Two board wipes in one deck is in limited is very, very good. So behind the Hour of Devastation, we have a full art swamp and an insect token that you get from the Scarab God. Okay, we move on to our next pack. And let's see what we get. Like I said, we're getting down there. I think we're down to the last 6 or so. Let's see what we can do. That Art on Tragic Lesson is amazing. I could talk about that for quite some time, but I'd like to move this video along. We have a Quarry Beetle, a Liliana's Defeat, first one of the box, and a Burning Fist Minotaur. And our rare or mythic is... Wow! There we go. We got our 3rd mythic, and it's the Scorpion God. It's another one that I don't believe we had yet. I might be wrong. But here's the Scorpion God to go along with the Scarab God from earlier. That's awesome. I'm definitely not going to complain about that. Behind the Scorpion God, we have a foil rare. In the same box that we got a foil Nicol Bolas, we get a foil rare and a sweet-looking one in Torment of Hailfire. How awesome does this card look in foil, and how lucky can one guy get in a box opening? That is disgusting. Yeah, no, this was a sweet box. No question about it. I don't know why I'm going to open these other 6 packs, but I'm totally going to. This pack in general was sweet. Scorpion God, Torment of Hailfire. That's the kind of thing that you don't want to open in draft, because you're just putting someone else into black, whether you pass the Scorpion God or the Torment. But still, behind Torment of Hailfire, we have an island and a Punch-Out card. That's so cool. I'm going to put these over here so we can talk about them later. But my God, that is awesome. Okay. We have, like I said... Oh, actually, sorry. Wow. We have 9 packs left. I thought it was only 6. Let's see if in these last 9 packs there's anything good, because I would not be surprised or upset if there wasn't, because I feel like we've gotten enough good stuff and I shouldn't be asking or complaining about that. We start with an Imaginary Threats. I like this art a lot, with Razaketh just messing somebody up. A Tenacious Hunter and a Ramunap Ruins, and our rare or mythic is an Hour of Promise. So here is the 3rd for us, and for the Story Spotlight cards, Story Spotlight card, the Hour of Promise. This is the one where everybody's joke is that it's a green card depicting the red and blue god that lets you make black zombies. Interesting. Anyway, behind the Hour of Promise, we have a Swamp and a Punch-Out token card. Move on to an Angel of Condemnation pack again. Let's see what it has in store for us. Oasis Ritualist is pretty sweet. It's a nice ramp card. It kind of followed nicely after Naga Vitalist in the last set. Crypt of the Eternals is first, Saving Grace is next, and Vizier of the Anointed is last. And our rare or mythic is an Hour of Revelation. Now we're getting all the Story Spotlight cards. We're actually only missing number 2 now, I believe, Hour of Glory, right? So here's Hour of Revelation. This card is beautiful. I think it looks amazing. I have not gotten a chance to use it yet, and I don't know that it is worth it. I don't know. In limited is where my expertise lies, and even then I don't claim to be an expert, but still. Here's an Hour of Revelation. Behind that, a Forest and a Warrior token. I do play limited pretty often. In fact, I think I mentioned it already, but what? Really? Okay. We have draft videos that go up on this channel once a week. And at the end of the video, you will see a playlist of those pop up, and you should definitely go check those out because they're a lot of fun. And you can see me screw up so that you don't have to, because you can learn from my mistakes. And I sure do make them, I promise. We have Heshep Oasis, Imaginary Threats, and Claim to Fame. And our rare or mythic is a Scavenger Grounds. Okay, the art's weird, the flavor text is cool, and it's a desert. We also had a foil. I don't know if you saw it there. It's a foil common in a Steadfast Sentinel. Again, see, she herself is not in foil, although the things that she is wearing and carrying are, and that looks pretty cool, but it kind of means that this whole side of the card is a little bit more devoid of the foiling pattern. The background just looks okay. So this is definitely not one of the better foils that we could have opened. Behind it, though, a full art island and a warrior token. That's pretty sweet. All right, we're down to the final 6. It's so weird. Usually I can like look at a pack art and say, hey, it's this card. This is we just saw it. It's the Fame art in Claim to Fame. Very odd choice to put that guy on there because, as I've said many times, the Aftermath cards are cool, but the art, no matter how cool it is so hard to see that if you don't see it like blown up online or something, it doesn't give the full effect that it should. We have a Bloodwater entity again, a Dune Diviner, and an Ifnir Deadlands. And our rare or mythic is an Earthshaker Kenra. Sweet Eternalized card, very fast, 2-mana, hasty guy that can make something unable to block, and then later on can be a 4/4. Oh my god. What happened in this box, guys? Are you serious? Do you see this card? This is an Invocation. In the same box that we got a foil Planeswalker and a foil rare. That is disgusting. And if you can't read it, because nobody can, it's Omniscience. What is happening in this box? That is insane. I will also say that out of this block, that is our first for the channel Invocation, so I'm super happy, but good lord, I don't know what I did to deserve this box, but I'm super happy about it. Good lord, that is insane. Please, I mean, you know, for us, because I would like it, but also, like, just tell everybody to go watch this video. That is insane. Omniscience. What a crazy, crazy box. Behind Omniscience, I will say, the card does kind of look, I don't know. I don't really like, we can talk about that in a minute. We have a Plains and a Cat token. I said I wasn't going to open these packs, didn't I? I'm glad I did. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about how the Invocations look. I think it was one thing too many. I think that the font choice was definitely the worst. I think that the card frame is odd. I think that the blue accents in the card frame were a very odd choice. I'm very happy to have one, of course, because of the value and etc. But I feel like it was just too much. It was like one thing too many. We have a Doomfall, a Vizier of the True, and an Ominous Sphinx. And our rare or mythic is a Razaketh the Foul-Blooded as a 4th mythic in the box. This is unnecessary. Like, this is becoming unnecessary. I am super pleased. Here's a Razaketh the Foul-Blooded. It was another one that I don't believe we had yet, so that's sweet. Him in the story was really cool. Seeing them fight him was nice. This is disgusting. Behind Razaketh, we have a Forest and a Punch-Out token.
I know you didn't introduce me at the beginning of this video, but I'm coming out of the woodwork because this is an insane booster box.
Yeah, Amy's been kind of milling around, and just as I've been screaming and freaking out, she gets to keep coming in and being like, what? Yeah, no, this box is disgusting. There's no reason for this box to exist. And yet, here it is, and there's still 3 more packs after the one that I'm holding, so there's still a possibility for more things, which would be, yeah, no, this is nuts. This is unnecessary. I love it, don't get me wrong. Steward of Solidarity, Claim to Fame, and an Overcome, and our rare or mythic is Oketra's Last Mercy. So it's another of the last cycle that I was referring to, so I think now we're only missing 2 in Kefnet and Ronus. After Oketra's Last Mercy, we have a Full Art Island and a Punch-Out token. You could even say that I've gotten so many Full Art Islands, and I believe that those would be the most valuable. So that's also really sweet. I mean, Full Arts in general, I don't care what basic land type they are. Full Art lands are amazing no matter what, but I feel like I've gotten a lot of islands, which is nice. Again, no complaints. Excuse me. We start with a Sifter Worm. I like the art on this card a lot. We have an Ipnu Rivulet, and we have an Inferno Jet, and our rare or mythic is a Ramunap Excavator. A lot of people have been talking about this card because it's the Crucible of Worlds on a stick. It's still just a rare, but it's a nice one. I like this a lot. Behind Ramunap Excavator, we have a Mountain and a Sun Scourge Champion. 2 more packs left. We will go with the Fame half of Claim to Fame first. Jesus. We're ripping these packs to shreds. Okay, that was difficult. Anyway, second to last pack. Let's see what it has for us. I already said when there were 9 left that I wasn't going to open it, and then we got an Invocation and a Mythic, so maybe I should not make that comment about these last 2 packs. I'll just open them and see what happens. We have another Sifter Worm. We had none in the box at all, and now in the last 3 packs we've gotten 2. A Dagger of the Worthy and another Liliana's Defeat, and our rare or mythic is a Ramunap Hydra. Not bad. I like the art. I think it looks cool of it just kind of coming out of the sand like that. That looks pretty sweet. Behind the Hydra, a Full Art Plains and a Steadfast Sentinel. We are on to our last pack, and I figured it was only appropriate for Nicol Bolas to be on that pack because he was our foil in himself and our foil in Omniscience. Or the art in Omniscience as well. So let's see what this final pack of possibly the sickest box I've ever opened in my life could have in store for us. No matter what it is, it doesn't matter. Unless it's insane, and then I'm just going to freak out again. But here's an Accursed Horde, a Magmaroth, and a Riddle Form, and our rare or mythic is a Reason to Believe. That's okay. It's one that we hadn't gotten in the box, so it's pretty sweet to see. There's a Hydra over here. Again, it's so hard to see in the art, and it upsets me. But anyway, behind that, we have a Swamp and a Zombie token. Guys, if you'll bear with me, let me try to sort through this stack of cards that I wanted to show all of you. Because, good Lord, this is unnecessary. All right, so we are going to start with, first of all, I will say, if you have cut to the end and are only watching this part, you are missing out. Look at this stack. I've been freaking out throughout this entire video, and I highly encourage you, despite the length of the video, to go back and watch because it's totally worth your time. But if you are here to look at what we got, here's what we got. We got a foil Full Art Mountain. I'm showing that just as a kind of a palate cleanser from all the nonsense. We got an Hour of Devastation. I'm showing it because it's the 5th and final story spotlight. It's a sweet piece of art. It's a sweet card, and it's the name of the set. So here's an Hour of Devastation. We got a foil rare in Torment of Hailfire. Again, if you were skipping to the end to just watch this, that would be pretty sweet, right? A foil rare, it looks really cool. Yeah, just wait. Behind Torment of Hailfire, we have some mythics. In Razaketh the Foul-Blooded, the Scorpion God, the Scarab God, and Samut the Tested. Behind Samut the Tested, because that would be pretty sweet, right? 4 mythics is cool. 2 of the gods, Razaketh, and then a Planeswalker in Samut. Seems pretty cool, right? Well, behind Samut, we have Solemnity as well. This is a card that people have been seeking out. There's a reason I set it aside. There's a reason, again, this is a little bit of a palate cleanser before the next 2 cards, but we also got, in a box where we already had a foil rare, right? We got this. This is Omniscience. This is an Invocation. It's got Nicol Bolas on it. The art is cool, although the foiling on it is just okay, but that's fine. It is still an Invocation, and I'm okay with that. And that should be enough, right? That's really sweet. It's an Invocation. That's what everybody wants, right? Because the set's not super powerful, whatever. Nope. We also got a foil Nicol Bolas God Pharaoh. He's your God Pharaoh, he's my God Pharaoh. All hail the God Pharaoh, because we have Nicol Bolas, the God Pharaoh, in foil. He looks sick. I love it. I love that I got him. I love that we're talking about this. I'm going to leave you looking at this. I know I opened Omniscience, and maybe I should be leaving you looking at that, but I like Nicol Bolas God Pharaoh quite a bit. As I said, there are going to be videos popping up on this screen here, playlists of us drafting, of us reviewing stories. You can click on those to go watch those videos, or you can click on our logo, which will be popping up as well. That logo will allow you to subscribe to our channel. I don't know if I'm ever going to open a box as sick as this, but why not keep watching and find out? Thank you guys so much for sticking with me on, like I said, possibly the craziest booster box I've ever opened in my entire life. I really, really appreciate all of you taking the time. If you want to leave comments down below of what a luck sack I am, I will love reading all of those as well. I hope that you enjoyed. I've been Joe. Amy was here as well, as you heard. This is Geek for All, and as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks so much, everybody.